it actually, because that's PB Machine podcast is fine. I don't think we need to play around that too much.
That's what I'm saying. Just that's the intro. Welcome to PB Machine podcast. I'm Mark. I'm Ben.
What the fuck is this cat doing? What the fuck? Fucking hell. Right, Jesus, try and compose ourselves now. Oh my god, that's incredible. Right, okay, yeah, PB Machine podcast. Yep, sweet. You just do the intro and I'll do whatever you want me to.
Touch me at night.
Yeah, did you touch yourself at night? What was that off?
I don't know. What was it?
That was some meme from fucking years ago. I know all of this shit.
I know it. Believe me, I know it. Right, I've got a meeting at 6, so let's crack on.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's crack on. Yeah, sweet. Just whenever you want to go.
Okay, I'm recording now, so let's just start. 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to PB Machine Podcast. This is your new podcast from pbmachine.org. I'm Mark.
And I'm Ben.
This is going to be what we're hoping to be tri-weekly. Is that even a thing? Like bisexual and trisexual?
It is now.
I'm trisexual because I'll try anything sexual.
Yeah, we will try to do a weekly podcast.
We'll try to do a weekly podcast. We'll try to do 3 a week, hence the tri-weekly. I'm not even sure that's a thing.
And then the weekly is actually WEAK because we're probably not going to try that.
Oh, weekly, I see what you did there.
Obviously, it was strong.
Nice. Yeah, it's like, strong and weak. The Weak Force podcast. We could totally do that. Anyway, so we'd be looking to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to be our publishing schedule. We're looking for a 20 to 30 minute podcast. We'll run over sometimes, we'll run under sometimes, but we're aiming within that 20 to 40 minute mark. The way this podcast is going to work, we're going to go around health and fitness because that's kind of where our professional competencies, if you want to call them competencies, lie. It's just pretty much someone's going to be topical, someone's going to be question and answer, someone's just going to be shooting the shit. So hope you enjoy it. The 3 people that listen to this, if there's any. But I promise we'll try to produce tri-weekly contest. Emphasis on try. Today we're going to be looking at an article that was published in the BBC News Health website on the 6th of February 2015, entitled "Training Very Hard as Bad as No Exercise at All." Ben, do you want to go for a quick rundown?
God, yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, it should be completely obvious to anyone reading that title that the headline, there's really little correspondence to the actual research that they're referencing, as usual with like popular science or health and fitness and nutrition reporting, it's pretty distorted, and there's not much more to say than lol BBC, do you even science?
So thanks for listening to the PB Machine podcast. Do you even science? What I think we'll do is just read through it for the lols, and then what we'll do, we'll just reference the actual study. We only have the abstract because we're poor peasants and can't actually afford to get the full text, but we can make out. You can even make out from the abstract that they haven't really put across what the study's what the study's actually concluding, or the actual quality of the study. And to quote, training very hard may be as bad for you as not putting on your running shoes at all. A report in the Journal of American College of Cardiology says, scientists study, I love when they say scientists, non-specific.
Generic. Yeah.
A generic
Someone in a white coat.
The man in the white coat said, science studies studied more than 1,000 healthy joggers and non-joggers over a 12-year period, which is funny when you actually read the title. There's 1,000 joggers, and the control cohorts. Oh, was the control cohort 3,000? Or am I making that up?
It was 3,000.
Okay, I thought I was making it up. The study suggests jogging at a steady pace for less than 2.5 hours. Who the fuck jogs for 2.5 hours? A week was best for health. I see in a week. UK guidance says adults should aim for 150 minutes of exercise each week. Bold text, quotation marks, upper limit. The Danish study asked participants to register how frequently they jogged, for how long and at what intensity, as well as requesting details on their health. Questionnaire, that's science. The scientists concluded the ideal pace to jog was about 5 miles per hour. That's walking pace, is it not?
It's a brisk walk, yeah. I mean, like, well, maybe not even brisk for some people, but yeah, that's walk.
Full out sprint for some of the boys I coach, and that it was to jog no more than 3 times a week for 2.5 hours in total. Researcher Jacob Lewis Marit, also known as scientists, from the... Can I pronounce that shit? Can you pronounce that? It's like Frederiksberg Hospital in Copenhagen said, you don't actually have to do that much to have a good impact on your health, and perhaps you shouldn't actually do too much. No exercise recommendations across the globe mention an upper limit for safe exercise. Perhaps there should be one. As he said, as he curled up his lip in a suggestive manner. Is there a small study, particularly when it comes to the people in most active groups? Only 36 were classified as strenuous joggers, and just 2 of this group died. So experts caution this makes it harder to detect and be confident about the differences between each group. So basically within their own article, they're just completely lampooning their own title. But the paper does build on previous research, such as this study in mice, which suggested exercises affected heart rhythm. Mice, also known as humans with fur. And
yeah, I mean, they're a perfectly valid model for studying human exercise.
Obviously. I mean, you can go, if it happens in a mouse, then you can almost guarantee it happens to a human, because genetically they're the same thing.
Almost identical.
Almost identical. And other work which has suggested long-term endurance exercise can damage the heart. Brisk walking, in comma, is bolded 2 fonts bigger. Marine Tablets, senior cardiac nurse at the British Heart Foundation, said, this study shows that you don't have to run marathons to keep your heart healthy. Thank God for that. Light and moderate jogging was found to be more beneficial than being inactive or undertaking strenuous jogging, possibly adding years to your life. National guidelines recommend we do 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity a week. That's so unspecific, it's annoying. It may sound like a lot, but even a brisk walk, like in the study, is good exercise. And if you're a bit of a couch potato, this is a good place to start. Up to 6th of February 2015, the story, which was first published on the 3rd of February, has been amended to give more detail of the scale of the study. Thanks, BBC. Right, so that's the study, the news place in all of its glory. Ben, you want to add some colour?
Well, yeah, so first of all, I mean, I'm a little bit annoyed that they, talk about training very hard, because first of all, if you're pitching an article at what's, assumed to be a lay audience, people who don't necessarily know anything about exercise science or, physiology or any of the stuff that's kind of needed to make an informed decision about this sort of piece, then, and also, just people who may not do a lot of training at all, they might be sedentary. Do they really know what training very hard means? It doesn't give any context there. It doesn't talk about, are we talking about intensity, heart rate? Is there something, there's nothing meaningful you can take away from here and say, this is what I should actually go and implement if I was, apart from at the end where they say 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity, but they don't actually define what they mean by that. They talk about, you could maybe go for a brisk walk, but is that moderate intensity for most people?
For some people, that would be high intensity activity if you're
exactly
sedentary.
Yeah, and it's also doing people a disservice when they're talking about stuff like long-term strenuous endurance exercise can damage the heart. Well, being obese is also pretty bad for your heart, long term.
Kind of bad.
And if you're not doing any exercise, you don't need to worry about long-term strenuous endurance exercise if you aren't even going for a walk. If you're literally avoiding the stairs every day.
If you're moderately obese and sedentary, you don't have to worry about long-term anything.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, and if someone was really bordering on the, training too hard end of the spectrum, then they're probably not the sort of person that's going to be, reading this article, trying to learn
probably
something.
More likely on Instagram, either really grayscale pictures of people on steroids with the quotational quotes on them are creating.
Yeah, or they're doing CrossFit.
Or CrossFit even. They're probably still looking at those images.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't know. I mean, I just don't know what this article really sets out to achieve, other than confusing people and just modelling what should be a fairly clear-cut set of recommendations. Obviously dose response, right? Yep, we understand that. So don't do too much, intense exercise. Don't do too little exercise. Somewhere in the middle, there's a sweet spot. That's going to be individual. Depending on your, current, state of affairs. If you're obese, obviously, that's going to mean just getting out and doing some activity. If you're already, if you're trained, then that's going to mean something completely different, and it depends on what you train for as well. So it's kind of, for me, all this achieves is just total confusion, and it's kind of annoying. But then again, it wouldn't give us anything to talk about if it wasn't hopelessly written, poorly written article.
It's just kind of fodder, isn't it? Really, it's not. Yeah. Not really. It's got 36 shares. Nice. So
yeah, great.
Nice.
You see, I was right all along. I don't need to do any sort of cardio. Don't need to do any exercise. I knew it.
It's just as healthy to be sedentary.
Yeah.
Versus doing strenuous exercise, because when we look at the actual numbers, sedentary non-joggers have a 413 person cohort, and 128% of those died, or 128 of those died. So
128% would be impressive.
That would be very impressive. And I could write for this article.
Yeah.
8 divided by 413. So that's 30% of the participants died over this 15-year study who were sedentary, versus 40 divided by 2. 40. Versus 5% of the strenuous exercisers who died in this study.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there'll be more to it than that as well, because, if people are regularly exercising, they're more likely to consider other factors, I guess, like diets, and perhaps pay more attention to eating a balanced, healthy diet. But of course, that's complete speculation on my part. But
the weighting of the groups is just annoying me. It's infuriating me. They have 413 people in the sedentary non-jogger group. Light joggers are 576, moderate joggers are 462, and strenuous joggers are 40. How are 40 people
right, okay.
a fair representation versus 262, 576, and 413?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Do you even descriptive statistics? Like, who decided that the weighting of this was fair and they could go ahead with it?
Yeah, I guess they had difficulty finding people who just love jogging that much.
I suppose when you're 15 years into, you gotta produce something. You gotta get out there.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we've got to publish. I'm in serious danger of losing my position if I don't publish something soon. Or getting more funding.
Give me them funds, bruh. Yeah, I mean, I can't access the full text, and to be honest, epidemiological science is not really my thing, so I can't really bang on it too hard. It could be the most best controlled and a shining beacon of light in the world of methodology, but just that for me just kind of sticks out as a bit of a gaping hole. And
yeah, and also it really oversimplifies something which, fundamentally training is about adaptation to stress. So when you say training very hard is as bad as doing no exercise, putting that in context, like, don't go out and try and follow like the Biggest Loser style brutal 3-hour workouts, on restricted calories. Maybe taper up, over months and years to doing intense exercise on a regular basis. So it's just kind of ridiculous to put it in that sort of binary kind of all or nothing context.
I'm sure the full text doesn't do that.
Oh no, of course. I mean the article.
The article definitely did it. But then within its own, well, I thought it was one of the authors of the study pretty much said you can't really read into it too much because of the small numbers of the actual people in the strenuous.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just you don't know what's really going on there. I mean, 36 people. And only 2 of them died, so,
Whereas within that own graph, 30% of the sedentary control died, and 5% of the strenuous joggers died. So,
yeah.
But it says in the end bit of the abstract, or the conclusion of the abstract, that it wasn't statistically, there was no statistical difference between strenuous joggers and the sedentary control. What statistics did you use for that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like 30%
seems like a bit of creativity. Yeah.
when more than 3 times the numbers of more than like 128 versus 36 or 40, like when more than 3 times the number of people you have in your strenuous jogging group died in another group. How is that not statistically significant?
See, this is why we should just chuck out frequentist statistics and just do Bayesian stuff.
I think we should maybe break it more on geometry, to be honest. Like a Euclidean statistical model.
Yeah, why not? I've got no idea what that would be, but sure.
I don't know if that would be a thing.
It certainly wouldn't be a thing, but yeah, why not?
I just felt left out because I know what you're talking about, so I just said words.
Yeah, sorry. That's just like maths talk. There's just no need to go into Bayesian statistics and bore everyone. I mean, they probably stopped listening at this point anyway. So I don't want to.
To stop listening, you'd have to start listening.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Sorry. when aliens visit the ruins of our civilization, the future, and listen to this podcast, or they archive it,
open a
they will switch off.
www.pbmachine.org. These guys produced one podcast over the entire tenure of this website. This podcast right now. What are they talking about? And this is like we're on Voyager, right? Do you think reckon we'll go on Voyager 3?
Well, yeah, they might choose to sort of resurrect us using DNA left behind, like on that Chromebook, and we might live in the future.
The leftovers of our Beak.com.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Beak.com is, a great porn site. Sauce.
Yeah, so I mean, we don't know if they'll have the internet then, but let's hope.
Maybe they'll have the HyperNet.
HyperNet, yeah.
Hyper's better than Inter, obviously.
Yeah, I assume it would be.
Yeah. So, after elucidating, you like that word? No!
We could make a Gmail one
God
as well.
Damn it!
pbmachine@gmail.com, and then forward. Use that for like social media, and then forward all of the emails from whatever at pbmachine.org to that.
Right, cool. I'll create that. Right. Yeah. So after that elucidation, do you like elucidation? I quite like elucidations. It's a good word.
Is that what you get when you take psychoactive drugs?
It is. If you take LSD and then start reading the BBC News website, everything makes a lot more sense.
Wow, Yeah, I totally get this now.
Yeah. Oh, totally understand what these guys are talking about. Of course. Exercise kills you. Of course. Yeah. So thanks very much for listening to the ragged first episode of PB Machine Podcast. If you have any questions or any material you'd like to send our way, or send us hate mail, fuck the haters, you can send your emails to pbmachine@gmail.com. I haven't even opened that email yet, so it might not exist. So if you get weird,
So if you're trying to send us hate mail, the joke's on you, basically.
yeah, Jake's on you.
Because we ain't reading it.
Jake's on you. I'm an octopus. I've been Mark.
And I've been thoroughly enjoying listening to Mark, and I'm also Ben.
Hey, come on, Ben. You could have joined in at any time, bro. Maybe I had too much caffeine. I don't know. You can boss me about in the next one, which will be Friday.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we're going to talk about that time.
You do that.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Daddy,
assertive.
tell me what he wants.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get any listeners to this next one.
Hey, you might get some guys who might like this show now.
You know, I don't even want listeners. It's just for me.
Yeah, it's literally, one thing is, it literally is just for us. This is basically like a diary. Dear Diary. I'm just going to put it on the internet, and if anyone wants to listen to it, it's cool, but no one is going to listen to it. But it's there.
Well, you've dropped out again there.
I've dropped out again.
But it might have the recording on your side.
Fuck, Skype is hating.
Skype, why are you hating, bro?
Just trying to rule the internet, bro. Why are you hating? Just drinking a haterade. It's hating. Yeah, so send those emails to the email address that may or may not exist. pbmachine@gmail.com. Visit the website. That's just a WordPress at the minute, a blank WordPress theme, pbmachine.org. Until next time, which is hopefully Friday or Wednesday. We'll record it on Friday. I don't know when this is going to get released, so it'll be Wednesday possibly if you listen to it on Monday, or could be 5 months' time. God knows.
Or never.
Or
in the distant future when the aliens come
look at our crumble.
Resurrect. Yeah, they resurrect us from our DNA.
From our residue.
Yeah, from...
Okay, until next time, thanks very much for listening, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.